Let's talk in Tagalog. Kumusta po kayo? Welcome back. A couple of months ago or so, I talked about the Tagalog root word salita, speak or talk, which when combined with the prefix mag is formed into the verb magsalita, which means to talk, to speak, to deliver a speech, or to deliver a talk. We have learned that the root word salita is also the noun for word and language in Tagalog. If you have missed that video or would just like to review, please check it out. The link is in the description box below. Now, if you check back on that video, you will notice that the verb magsalita is limited in describing someone who is talking or delivering a speech. It's pretty much a one-way street. I talk, the other guy listens. You cannot use it in describing someone speaking or talking to someone. To do that, you will need another verb formed from the root word usap. The root word usap is the Tagalog word for speak and converse. As a root word, usap, when combined with affixes, create new words like usapan, agreement, usapin, issue or topic, PAG-UUSAP, discussion or conversation, PAKI-USAP, request or plea. To create the verb from the root word usap, just combine it with the prefix mag. Then you have created the infinitive verb mag-usap, to talk to each other or to converse with each other. You will also notice that mag-usap is an actor-focused verb. As such, the focus of the verb is on the actor or the doer of the action. Another thing to remember is that this verb is only used for plural subjects. That makes sense because one cannot have a conversation with himself, right? The infinitive verb mag-usap doubles as the imperative verb or the verb used to command or to request someone. Let's use it in simple Tagalog sentences. But before that, please make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification button so you'll be updated of new videos. On to our examples. Mag-usap tayo. Let's talk. Mag-usap kayo. Talk to each other. Mag-usap kayo ng asawa mo. You and your husband or wife talk to each other. Mag-usap kayo ng mga kaibigan mo. You and your friends talk to each other. Mag-usap kayo ng tatay mo. You and your dad talk to each other. In normal Tagalog conversation, we would usually include adverbs that would add flavor to the sentence. In these examples, we will add the adverb na, which means already or now. Let's give it a try. Mag-usap na kayo. Talk to each other now. Mag-usap na kayo ni Marie. You and Marie talk to each other now. Adding na conveys the immediacy of the action being requested. You will hear na a lot in Tagalog conversations. Now, let's conjugate the infinitive verb mag-usap. We do this by aspects. Notice the changes in the affixes represented by the yellow letters and the reduplication of the first syllable of the root word usap, u. Let's begin with the progressive aspect or nagaganap. This is when the action is currently happening. Here goes. Nag-uusap kami. We are having a conversation, excluding the listener. Nag-uusap tayo. We are having a conversation, including the listener. Nag-uusap sila. They are talking to each other. Nag-uusap sina June at Ed. June and Ed are talking to each other. Nag-uusap kami. Huwag kang sumingit. We are having a conversation. Don't butt in. Nag-uusap tayo. Huwag kang umalis. We are having a conversation. Don't leave. Or, you and I are having a conversation. Don't leave. Nag-uusap sila. Huwag mo silang istorbuhin. They are talking to each other. Don't bother them. Nag-uusap sina June at Ed. Mukhang seryoso. June and Ed are talking to each other. Look serious. Let's try adding the adverb na into the sentence. Here goes. Nag-uusap na kami. We are now talking to each other. Nag-uusap na sila. Ayun. They are now talking to each other. There. Nag-uusap na sina Ariana at Marie. Pwede na tayong umalis. Marie and Ariana are now talking to each other. We can now leave. Next, let's try the completed aspect or naganap. This is when the action has been completed. Let's go. Nag-usap kami. We talked, excluding the listener. Nag-usap tayo. We talked, including the listener. Nag-usap sila. They talked. Nag-usap kami kahapon. We talked yesterday. Nag-usap tayo kagabi. We talked last night. Nag-usap sila kanina. They talked earlier. Nag-usap na tayo. Di ba? We already talked, didn't we? Nag-usap na kami kahapon. We already talked yesterday. Nag-usap na sila. Ayos na. They already talked. Everything is okay. If you are liking this video so far, please hit the like button. That will help the YouTube algorithm recommend this video to more people, thus helping this channel grow. Alright? Now, let's do the contemplative aspect or magaganap. This is when the action is about to occur. Mag-uusap tayo. We will talk to each other. Or, you and I will talk. Mag-uusap kami. We will talk to each other, excluding the listener. Mag-uusap sila. They will talk to each other. Mag-uusap na kami. We will now talk to each other. Mag-uusap na sila. Iwanan na natin sila. They will now talk to each other. Let's leave them now. Or let's leave them alone. Or they will now talk to each other. Let's leave them alone. Mag-uusap na sina Anton at Tess. Hayaan natin sila. Anton and Tess will now talk to each other. Let's let them be. The last aspect is recently complete. It's when the action has just occurred some short time prior. If you have been watching my videos on Tagalog verbs, you'd already have an idea on how this verb is formed. However, for the infinitive verb mag-usap, the recently complete aspect has a slight deviation. It is formed by using the infinitive verb mag-usap and not the root word. Convert mag to pag. We now have PAG-USAP. Then reduplicate pa. Now we have papag-usap. Then finally, we add the prefix ka. We now have the recently complete verb kapapag-usap. Include the verb lang, then we have kapapag-usap lang or just talk to each other. Let's have a few examples. Kapapag-usap lang natin kahapon. We have just talked to each other yesterday, including the listener. Kapapag-usap lang namin kagabi. We have just talked to each other last night, excluding the listener. Kapapag-usap lang nila kanina. They have just talked to each other earlier. Kapapag-usap lang nina June at Ed kaninang umaga. June and Ed have just talked to each other this morning. Believe it or not, there are more to the root word usap. At pag-uusapan natin iyan sa susunod. I will see you again soon as we continue our journey in learning a beautiful language, Tagalog. Maraming salamat po at hanggang sa susunod.